Now it is a new beat to your drum. Achieve success with global.media.com and celebrate it with or without champagne.
Excellent.
Wow.
We are
Finally,
here.
we
We are here.
yeah. it's,
Yeah.
it's been a battle behind the scene. We had to take an extra 35 minutes behind the scene, just working out the technical glitches happening, the internet cutting off. But here we are, and happy Friday to everyone who is joining us from all over the world. I want to say we appreciate you so much. Please drop a comment for us to know that you are here with us. You are joining us on an amazing Friday like this, Positivity Live. And today we are discussing very interesting. Now, I think what happened today is a full expression of the topic for today. Having to go
I
through,
agree. I agree. Now, business
yes,
setback. That's what setback
having
looks
to
like, right?
yes, having to go through practical setbacks. I think the internet was listening to us when the topic was being set up. Winning with positivity through a business setback, and you were like, you know what, I'm going to test your resolve. I'm going to test your level of positivity today. And for a whole 35 minutes behind the scene, we were fighting. We were doing everything we can just to jump up on this stage. But here we have finally, we are here. We are here. And if there's one message I personally have learned today, it's never give up. It felt so frustrating. It was very overwhelming because we knew that persons were waiting for us. I was getting message everywhere. Are you not coming live? What's going on? What's happening? Why are you not live? There. Having to go through all that. But here we are. Finally, we are here. We are live. And thank you so much, Mr. Eni, for the patience with us. Thank you, our brother, Mr. Cam, for being here. It's what we do, supporting each other. And you're saying it's gonna work. Are you giving up? I'm like, no, I'm not giving up. I'm here. I'm here. I'm gonna keep trying. And here we are. Thank you so much, everyone, for being patient with us. Like I said, if you are here, please drop a comment. I don't know if LinkedIn is StreamYard is allowing me to see comment, and I'm sure persons might be dropping their comment. But if you are here, just drop a comment, say hi, let us know that you are here, you are joining us. We want to shout you out, we want to appreciate you. For us, it's always exciting, it's always amazing, it's always a privilege to be here on another Friday. We do this all Fridays. All Friday, you can kick off for show up. We are here to bring the positivity, to bring the energy, just to inspire the world. Because we live in a world where there's so much negativity happening around us. You don't have to look too far to see the negativity. Sometimes right beside us in our homes, in our offices, in our workplace, negativities are happening all around. But you know what? We have a choice to make. And for us, we are choosing the path of positivity. We are telling ourselves to say, it doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter what's happening out there in the world. It doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter my experience. But for me, I'm choosing positivity. And positivity always wins. We always win with positivity. And for those of you who have joined us again and again, you always hear me say this. In positivity, there's always endless possibilities for you. And that's the truth. We embrace the power of positivity. You have been setting up yourself to possibilities that await. And today's topic, it says winning with positivity during business setback. And setbacks can come in different forms, just like we experienced today. The internet setback was stopping us from coming live. But we told ourselves, well, the internet can try, but it cannot stop us. We are resolute, we are determined, we are committed to show up today. It's very funny. Many persons will have given up when it was 10 minutes past, 15 minutes past, 20 minutes past, 30 minutes past. I'm like, oh my God, we cannot come on today. But who knows? We just kept trying, and in the 35th minute, boom, it worked, and here we are. So thank you so much, everyone. For those who don't know me, you are joining us for the very first time. My name is Zion Inogero, your Mr. Positive Energy, a man on a mission to spread positivity to every corner of the earth, one person at a time. I'm a positivity coach, helping people globally all over the world to embrace the power of positivity. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling the weight of the negativity around you, reach out to me. Let's go on a journey of positivity together. And I also host online events for people. You have value to give, you want to be visible, you want to spread the word. I help people host events like this where you can be able to stream to different platforms and just share the impact, make the world a better place through your message. And if you want to do that, do it to reach out to me. And guys, you know what? I'm not on stage alone. You know, we do this together every Friday. Yeah, we all know him as the godfather of online events and LinkedIn audio. And now he's also the godfather of publishing books. Yes, he's a godfather to so many things. You know, jam your hands together. So make welcome, Mr. Any Osong. Mr. Any, it's a friend, he's a father, he's a mentor. You know, it's so many things, not just to me, but to every one of us who have known him in person. And I really want to take out this time to appreciate him for his commitment, his consistency, his dedication, just to make sure that we all are seen, we are visible, and our message get out there in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jam those ends together as I pass the mic to Mr. Any Osan. Mr. Any, the mic is yours.
Yeah, far too cool, Mr. Z. You know, welcome everyone. I see many of our friends. What's Facebook saying? Facebook. Okay, now Facebook. Let's say go live, right? Let's just go live. We're done with it. Okay, now take look. So I see many people on our LinkedIn, Mr. Z, who can't see them on StreamYard, which is, but this has been happening for the last couple of days now. So StreamYard and LinkedIn apparently are struggling to talk to each other, which is unusual, but that's life, right? You know, setbacks we call it, but the world does what the world does. You know, it's how we respond, right? You know, I see many of our friends on LinkedIn. Let me welcome you properly. Say Rosemary, the bag of positivity. I'm glad you're here. So Kenny, Sugar Daddy Kenny, glad you're here as well. He's savoring the flavor as always, savoring the flavor of awesomeness in you for sharing your beautifully well articulated, eloquently heartfelt. Kenny. Kenny is the same Kenny. That's lovely Kenny. I'll leave him there right for a second. Linda, all the way in Canada. So glad you're here. Kevin Moreau is here as well. Welcome. So I can't put your comments on screen because the connection to LinkedIn and StreamYard seems to have fallen off somewhere. So Mr. Selassie, welcome as well. Lydia, okay, Lydia says, due to circumstances of family, safety, and heart, I will not be in attendance today. I urge you to breathe in peace, love, and support. So I understand, Miss Lydia. Thank you so much for letting us know. And Sobia says, resilience in business isn't just survival. It's the ability to adapt and grow through challenges. It's true. You know, we have to be resilient in business. You know, those who are not resilient don't last too long. And that's the damage is in many ways, whether it's in mental well-being, or whether it's in your business itself, whether it's in your cash flow, whether it's in your money, your revenue, right? You know, we need to be able to deal with setbacks. But for those who don't know me, those who do know me, say I'm having the greatest time of my life, publishing books and planning more books to publish. I'm even writing a book with one of my friends. So I'm called Zion's Positivity book is coming out soon. So we're going to crack on with that. We've got all this everything in place. So we're going to crack on with that in the next couple of weeks and try and get it done. I think we're aiming for October. So you can have this wonderful handbook of how to apply positivity in your life and your business. Of course, Mr. Z is positivity coach, so he's the one to talk to when it comes to how to actually apply these principles that we discuss every day. And so, and I will say this, my friends, the thing that gives me the greatest joy is when people come to our events with an issue or two or three or four, but they leave, with something that they're going to do differently. My frustration is to the people who join our events, listen, not just ours, they join many events. They join loads of events every day. They give hearing the sense of what to do, but they do nothing. Don't be that person, right? That's not positivity in action at all. Positivity is about learning. Taking what we can take and being intentional how we apply it. So welcome, welcome all of you. So Mr. Mike, I see you as well. Mike says, greetings of love to my brothers and sisters. Welcome, sir. And I say, no, if you don't know who Mike is, definitely connect with him. And I say, when the mind speaks, he speaks with wisdom and he brings joy to all our lives. So welcome, Mike. I see you. What more can I say? So I'm looking forward to sharing a bit with you today. Of course, we'd love you to come in the studio and share with us, as we'll have Mr. Kam here. So we're not alone, but we'd love to hear your thoughts on the topic. How do you overcome setbacks with positivity in business? That's what we're going to come and talk about. The link to join the studio is in the comment section of the event page. If you want to, if you want me to send you the link, then just put it in the comments here. Send me the link, and I should do my utmost to send you a link straight away, right? And if you can't join the studio, then we'll happily welcome your comments, your questions, your insights. So don't just sit there passively. Again, part of positivity is helping others when you can. So be that person today, my friends. Let's help each other. Let's help each other learn. Let's help each other apply. Let's help each other be the best version of ourselves. Okay, Mrs. C, I give the mic back to you.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Eni. I really appreciate you. I think you said it all. And like I said, for those of you want to join us on the stage, feel free to join us on the stage. The link is in the comment section. Because one thing we believe on this space is everyone has a unique story. Everyone's story is special. And the ability for you to come up on stage to share just the impact people with your story goes a long way. Your story can be a catalyst to give people hope, to give people faith, just to encourage people to keep living. Yes, there are persons who might be going through the same business setback you have experienced 3 years ago. And just by sharing your story with them can go a long way to help them, overcome and win with positivity. We are encouraged to come up on stage because we believe that what you have to say has the power to make an impact in the life of people. Now, the topic it's a very profound one, and I think it's something that we all can resonate with, because I tell you, no matter how well planned your business is, no matter how well articulated you are as a person, setback will always come. Setback will always come. It doesn't matter how big the business or how small, setback is part of the journey. But how do you win in the midst of the setback? You win through positivity. So what are some of the positive attitude or positive mindset thing you do, positive routine, positive character, that you do as a person that can help you win through the setback? It's what we will be talking about today. And I believe that every one of us should be open to learn, because for me, I'm coming here to learn as much as I want to share. And like we said earlier, what happened today prior to the event, it just gave us a whole lot of things to speak about. And if there's one thing I want to talk about, it's winning. How do you win with positivity through business setback? It's the ability for you to focus on the solution. Challenges will come. Setback are going to come. Setback comes in form of employees, employers. It can come in form of business and government reforms, economic issues. Can come in form of low sales, marketing, and stuff like that. But what do you do when you are experiencing setback in your business? The one thing for me that I've learned is focus on the solution. For most of us, we focus on the issues on hand. We focus on the thing that is not working out well. We focus on the setback. We focus on the problem. And by doing that, it can be so overwhelming. It can be so overwhelming. Imagine when we were preparing for this event, we kept focusing on the technical glitches that it was not working out well. We would have not been here today. We would have been crying. Oh, maybe we would have just sent a note to everyone and say, oh, sorry, the event today cannot hold. We are moving into next week. Why? Because of the technical glitches and all these things. But if there's one thing that we did, that we focus on the solution. We're focusing on the impact we want to make today. We're focusing on the people that will be inspired by what is going to be shared on today's event. We kept focusing on the message we're going to share with the people today. So I encourage you, if you might be going through a business setback right now, or for you, it can just be life setback. It can be any kind of setback. If there's one way for you to win with a positive attitude, is the ability for you to focus on the solution. What can you do? What's the way forward? For me, I love the way forward. Yes, it has happened. Let's not begin to cry over it and begin to lament. What can we do to move forward? What can we do to find solution to what is going on right now? So it's one of the positive attitude that you have to put on as a person in business, as a business owner, as a CEO, as an entrepreneur, or maybe as an employee in a business firm. Always think about the solution. Because we live in a world where there's so much negativity, our mind is wired to focus on what did not work out well. Our mind is wired to focus on the thing that is not going the way you want it to go. Our mind is wired to focus on the setbacks. But we have a choice to make, like I said earlier on the show. Positivity is a choice. You have a choice to make. A choice to either focus on the setbacks or a choice to focus on the solution. I tell you, focusing on the setback can be so overwhelming. It can be so challenging. But then focusing on the solution is key and is one way for you to win when you experience business setback. Then another point I want to share with you is the ability to reframe your mind. To reframe your mind, during I'm still going to use the incident that happened prior to the event as an example. Reframing your mind. For me, I was like, wow, I think what is happening right now is just trying to test how positive we are. What is happening right now is just trying to test our commitments, our dedication, our consistency in showing up. Because we always say something, we show up here every Friday, but then there are things that happen behind the scene that could have stopped us from not showing up every Friday. But what do? We are determined. We are passionate people. We really want to show up. So we kept fighting. And he said, are you giving up? I was like, no. At the point he said, I think the tech is winning today. I was like, oh, tech cannot win today. Why? Because we are determined to show up today. We are determined to be here. And who knows? Because we kept fighting, because we kept showing up, and we reframe our mind to say, well, you know what? What can we learn? What is this teaching us? Because I tell you, every setback is an opportunity for a setup. You cannot express a setup without a setback. The setback you experience prepare you for the setup that awaits you. So reframing your mind is very, very important. You might be going through a business challenge right now. You might be going through a difficult time. The ability for you to see that, well, this challenge, what can I learn? It's a learning curve. It's a learning opportunity. It's a growth moment for me. It's an experience that is shaping my mind to become stronger. This experience is building my resilience. It's building my commitment. It's building my consistency. It's stretching me to become a better person. So the ability for you to reframe your mind in the midst of setback is very, very important. For us, for most of us, we can easily give in and say, oh, it's stressful. It's tiring. I don't like this. I don't like the feeling. Well, of course, you might not like the feeling of setbacks. That's why it's called setback. It's not there to make you feel good. It's not there to make you feel alive. It's there to put you down. It's there to discourage you. It's there to make you feel the worst. But as someone who is determined to win with positivity, we are not moved by how we feel. It's not a matter of how we feel or how the situation is making us feel like or what our mind is telling us. It's a matter of winning. It's either you win or you win. There is no loss. You keep pushing. You keep moving forward. And like what? It doesn't matter the difficulties. It doesn't matter the challenges. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm going to win. That's on that. Another point I've learned is the ability to be adaptable. For some of us, we are so stereotyped. We are still one way. If there's one thing I've learned through business setback, it allows me to be creative. It allows me to put my mind to work. Yes, I plan to do this way, but then it's not working out the way I wanted it to work out. What should I do? I had to adapt. During the prior to the event, I had to restart my device countless times. I have to, switch on my internet again, off and on, trying everything possible just to make sure it worked out. I don't know if that was what made it work out, but at the end of the day, I did it, and then it worked out. And here we are. I had to move spaces. I have to, okay, maybe it's because of this position I have. That's why it's not working out. I had to move position. So in business, you must learn to be adaptable. You must learn to be adaptable. Because at the end of the day, everything that happens to you might not be favorable. What do you happen when it's not favorable? How do you adjust? How do you adapt? How do you tackle things that happen that is not favorable to you? These things are very, very important. So when you experience business setback, one way for you to win with positivity is the ability for you to adapt. Be flexible. Don't be so tight up and say, oh, it must be this way. Life is not like that. That's why it's life. Life is meant to be creative. Life is meant to be innovative. Life is meant to come with new ideas. That's why every day you see technology coming in. The way you were doing things 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it's not the same way you do things now. Things are evolving. So you have to evolve as a person. So when you experience business setback, the ability for you to evolve is key. Then another key point I want to share with you on how to win with positivity when you experience business setback is prioritizing self-care. For most people, when you're going through setback, when you're going through tough time, it's easy to neglect yourself. Because why? Your mind is focused on what's happening, what's on ground, what's going on. Your mind is so consumed with the setback. But by so consumed with the setback, we forget to embrace and prioritize self-care. So my question to you is, how much are you caring for yourself? How are you making yourself a priority? How much are you making yourself a major game player? Because I tell you, as much as your vision is important, as much as your goals and aspirations are good, you are part of it. You are part of it. And the ability for you to take good care of yourself is key. That's why prioritizing self-care is very, very important. If you need to take a break, take a break. For most people, they're like, oh, I have to keep going. It must work. It must work. Sometimes you just need to sleep over it. You just need to brood over it. You just need to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to take a break and take a deep breath, and I'm going to come back. And I tell you, I've experienced this. Just by taking a break, the thought you have never imagined before will just pop up. Why? Because now your brain is more relaxed. Your brain is more calm. It's giving more room to think, more room to brainstorm, more room to look at why the things did not work out the way it should work out. So it's very, very important you prioritize self-care. Look after yourself. If you need to take a rest, take a rest. If you need to go to the gym, go to the gym. If you need to watch the kind of food you eat, watch the kind of food you eat. Because when you are not in the right mind, it's going to affect your business. When you're not in the right frame of mind, it's going to affect not just your business, everything you do. So be in the best shape you can. It's very, very important when it comes to, winning through positivity when you face business setback. And one last point, should I say last point now? Okay. The next point is the ability, for you to celebrate small wins. Despite the setback, there are still things you have won. Despite the setback you're experiencing in your business right now. Well, for the fact that you even have a business is something to celebrate. One thing that kept going through my head when we had the glitches at the beginning of the event, well, I was like, well, for the fact I could even create an event to host on a Friday like this, it's something I need to celebrate. Yes, the glitches were glitching and we couldn't come live, but I was like, wow, at least I could host an event. I have access to in the internet, even though it wasn't working, it was fluctuating. These are things that we should look at. For you, you have a business. Maybe you are the only employee, or you have 1 or 2 employees with you. Maybe your business has been on for a few years now, or for a few months now, as the case may be. You have to celebrate the small win. You have to celebrate the small win, because these are things that are very, very important. Don't wait for you to get to the big picture. The big picture is good. It's very important. But one way for you to actually enjoy the journey, because life is a journey, is the ability for you to celebrate the small win. When you celebrate the small win, it keeps you grounded. It keeps you motivated. It keeps you energized to say, well, this is progress. I always say progress is progress no matter how small it is. No matter how little your progress, it is progress. For the fact you are not the same person you were yesterday, that's progress. You are not the same person that woke up this morning, that's progress. Your business started maybe last month, few months or few years ago. It's not the same way it started. That's progress. So celebrating your progress, celebrating the small win, as a business, it's very, very important when it comes to winning with positivity during business setback. Because the challenges can be so overwhelming. The setback can be so overwhelming. The difficult times can be so overwhelming. But for you to find time to still celebrate can help you stay grounded, can keep you smiling, can help you still encouraged, will help you stay motivated. We help you stay, inspired to keep going. And lastly, I will end with this. When you're experiencing business setback or setback in any kind of form, if there's one thing that has really impacted my life, that has transformed my life and made me become a better person, it's the ability for me to surround myself with positive people. It's not negotiable. It's not something I can do without. Surrounding myself with positive people has been a game changer in ways that I can never imagine. Because I will always tell you this. Every day is not the same. Every day you don't feel the best. But when you have people around you to celebrate you, to motivate you, it goes a long way. When we're at the backstage prior to the event, anyone said, Zion, try again. Let's go again. Do it again. That alone energized me to say, wow, I have Annie here who's encouraging me. So I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. Left alone, if it was just me, maybe after 15, 20 minutes, I could have said, oh, it's not working out. Let me try again. But Annie was there at the backstage. He was waiting patiently. We're like, what is going to work out? So that same applies to business and life. Have people in your cycle, have people in your life who are willing to go all out to support you, who are willing to go all out to stand by you, who are willing to go all out to say, you know what, even though it's not working now, but it's going to work out. How can I support you? How can I help you? What can I do, to support you, to make sure that this thing is working out? So surrounding yourself with positive people, I tell you, is not negotiable. If you're a positive entrepreneur, surround yourself with positive entrepreneurs. Other persons in business who are like-minded people, whose vision are aligned with your vision, who are always there to support you. I tell you, it's one way you can win with positivity. Positivity always wins. You must know that. You must recognize that it always wins. One iota of positivity can do wonders over thousands of negativity. One spark of positivity can be a catalyst to cause a greater change in the midst of the numerous negativity out there in the world. So embracing positivity in this time and now, especially in your business, it's not negotiable. It's not something you have to think about and say, I will think about it. No, it's something you have to apply now, because I tell you, it's a catalyst for greatness. It's a catalyst for success. It's a catalyst for you to achieve possibilities in every endeavors of your life. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. It's always a privilege to come in and share. There's so much to share, but it's not about me. It's all about we together sharing our insights and our value just to impact the people who are listening. Thank you so much. I'm going to pass the mic now to Mr. Eni. Mr. Eni, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Wow,
So you can share.
wow, Mrs. E. Wow. So that's a lot there, my friend. I'm surprised I got anything to say at all, right? Thank you so much for sharing genius with us. I see, Coach David, you're here as well. It's you changing the screen settings, right? It's fine. We both press buttons at the same time, and funny things happen, right? Let me go back and see, welcome to more people who are here. Of course, if you're here, my friends, drop us a comment. I say, well, I'd love to welcome you properly. Nice, Christiana, I see you. Christiana says, surround yourself with those who can uplift you, for sure. That's one of Mrs. Z's comments. Thank you so much, Christiana, for being here. In OBS and Mrs. Ijoma, I see you as well. Says it's not easy to stay positive during business setbacks. We really need to always encourage ourselves, because setbacks are always lessons and stepping stones to greater achievement. Totally agree with you, my friend. So Mike says it also helps to find someone that has done what you're seeking to do. I agree. There's many more amazing comments. I'll get to those in good time for sure, right? Rosemary's comment, I think I want to mention as well. She says, absolutely true. So many people live in a scarcity mindset. They think everything is fine around them. That's why it's advisable to move away from your comfort zone. So true, Rosemary. look around and see what others are doing. If you're determined to succeed, that single action will change your mindset. How true is that, right? Daniel, I see you as well, my friend. Glad you're here. Daniel is a superstar who gets us into press and magazines and podcasts. So if you want to be more visible, if you want to impact more people, talk to Daniel for sure. Connect with each other in the audience anyway. Connect with each other, have those conversations. That's where really our business exists or fails. Okay, so Coach David, I see you, my brother. I see you. So of course we'll come to you straight after this, my friend. So do bear with us. I try not to take too long because this is such a huge topic, Mrs. Zion. It's a huge topic. It's one of those things. Also, you don't get taught when you start a business. You don't get. I know how. We know how it goes, my friends. They say to you, do a business plan. You're like, yeah, I'll do a business plan. And then you sit down and you write a business plan. I'm going to do X, Y, Z. I'm going to deliver these services to these people at this price. And I'm going to get this number of customers. And then I'm going to make this amount of money. And then I'm going to be happy. And then I'm going to grow, get more staff, get more resources. And then I'll be rich. I'll be wealthy. Maybe no, it's not maybe. Now the plan is that I'm gonna even be able to retire early, sit down and rest whilst my business keeps growing. Yay. Yeah. And then there comes the day, like I always say, the day we start our business. The day, as which Mike Tyson says, the day when your plan takes a punch in the face. It's called reality, right? And then nothing you planned happens. First of all, your service is not quite as smooth as you thought it would be. It's not quite as effective. People are not, people are beating it past to your door because you're not changing their lives. You are maybe you're delivering. You're doing what you say you do. If you're a content writer, you're writing content. But the reality is that your content is not going viral. People are not rushing to you saying, please write my content, please make me videos, please do what you do, and change my life overnight, because nothing changes overnight, my friends. It takes a while. Right? And some things you do will be blatant mistakes, errors, and we have to learn to live with these. Here's the point I'm trying to make, my friends. We call many things setbacks. They're not setbacks in reality. With a positive mindset, you realize that your business, like all things in life that are worth doing, is a journey. It's a long journey. Again, if you plan to be in business for a year or two, then I groan, because that's not going to happen. No, you're not going to last long, because you have to plan to be in business for 25, 30, 40 years, my friends. It take that long. It will take that long to do what you want to do. Again, so going back to my list of issues that can go wrong, right? Of course, tech goes wrong, as we saw today. So your best laid plans, and it's always when you have to do something big that something goes right, life happens. Our issues happen in our personal lives. Now, our kids get sick, our kids need something. My son needs a lift, to an important thing for him. So there's many things happen. So the one thing that's definitely is going to happen for sure, my friends, is that money plan you had. Remember that money plan you had? Day one, I'll sell to 2 customers, 3 customers. By day 10, I've got 100 customers. By end of the month, I got 1,000 customers. Damn, my money is just so good. I'm getting richer and richer. It's not going to happen. Sorry, it's just not. Then and then you realize, by the end of the first month, you're lucky to survive. You're lucky to still be in business. End of the second month, damn, things are hard. and you can't see how you're going to make the money. Oh, it's, what do you do, Mrs. Z? Do you give up? Do you close the business and go home? No. You realize that this is what being positive really means. You see, on the good days, it's easy to be positive. It's easy to believe in yourself, to believe in your business, to believe in everything, right? The world is a good thing when things are working. It's those days when things are not going as you plan that you have to really dig deep into your positivity pot, into your positivity well, to really make sure you are applying positivity, because that's ultimately what's going to save you in the end. Negativity, there's no place for it. If you turn negative, again, as I spoke about this recently, your life, things will spiral. Then suddenly it will be like, oh, no customers, my business doesn't work, I'm not good enough. I could carry on. I'm broke, and everything just looks bad. Don't go down that negative route, my friends. Stay positive. Now, see, the one thing I'll say to you is this. Again, I learned this recently, but I guess I had to survive in business I've been in business 10 years now, right? And let me tell you, every day there are setbacks. Every day, take which one you want, right? From tech, as I say, to money, to people who don't do, customers who don't buy, customers who do buy, and then become nightmare customers. Man, the fun in business. There's so many things that can happen to us, right? Look, embrace the reality, my friends. You're on a journey. Don't beat yourself up. Don't. Our ultimate issue with setbacks is our expectations. What we expect then happen, and then we cast judgment. Don't be that person, my friends. Life happens, and life happens for a reason. Why didn't I get that customer? Why haven't I got 1,000 customers? Why haven't I got £1 million in my bank already in 10 years? Right. I can tell you what I've learned about why all those things haven't happened for me or to me. You see, I have truly had to learn how to run my business. I've had to learn how to serve people. That's what business really is, right? If your business is not serving people, you haven't really got a business. That's what I learned, right? And I also learned you're gonna have to become the person who runs your business the way you expect it to happen. For me to make that £1 million, I'm gonna have to become a different person. I'm gonna have to become that guy who runs a £1 million business company, £1 million business, revenue business. And I'm gonna have to think what they do what they do, walk like they do, live like they do. It takes time. It takes time, my friends. And most of all, I'm gonna have to learn what they do, at least what I do to be that person. That takes time, my friends. And Mr. Z, I realized maybe my God doesn't want me to have all those things on day one. So if I did have all those things on day one, what am I going to learn? Because we learn everything when things go wrong. Setbacks is how we learn. No setbacks, you're not learning anything. You're in your comfort zone. Setbacks means you're expanding you're becoming better. There's always that saying, don't pray or don't wish things become easier. Instead, work to become better. Better to face challenges, better to respond to challenges, better to deal with things that go awry, better to pivot. There's like when Mr. Z talked about many things Mr. Z says I'll cover in my own way, right? Now, pivot is half the answer. When COVID came, for example, my friends, many people were destroyed. So I think now, when I look, what I see is that many people made a simple mistake, which is a mistake, which is understandable. So many people think, I will create one thing. Let me use content writing again. They think, I'll create a content writing business. I'll write content, right? They never think, Oh, what if the world changes? What if the internet changes? There's now AI. What am I gonna do? Who needs my content? AI can write it for them. You know, I'm not saying don't be despondent. This is not a case of giving up ever. This is a case of being realistic and being sensible, right? So and I always use Thomas Edison, as my perfect example. And maybe we're going to look at Elon Musk, right? That's a perfect example. My friends, don't be a one-trick pony. You're not a one-trick pony. You're better than that, right? You have a passion for what you do. You have knowledge that's useful. You have experience that you've gained through setbacks. So now it's time to pivot and change and create more. I use the people I use. Edison, he's got thousands of patents, things he invented. He didn't just invent the light bulb. He didn't even invent the light bulb. It made the light bulb work better. My son told me yesterday, after I told him this simple fact about Edison and having so many patents, he created 1,000 different things. But he didn't create, he improved on what we had already. He improved the telephone, for example. Many other things, right? I'm saying to you, don't wait for one thing to make or break you. Create more than one thing. Just when you think I am done, just when you think I've made it, just when you think I don't know what to do now, listen to your heart, listen to your soul, and ask yourself a simple question, my friends. What will help my customers even more? And then begin to create it. You see, we do these events, for example. We do these events on a Friday. Mrs. Z works. I got my business to run. Coach David has his business to run. Yet we got together the other day and said, we're going to create a speaking conference, a speaking event, a speaking business to inspire Africans, especially. Right. That's what we're going to do. We're going to create a speaking event that's going to do a tour of Africa and maybe around the world as well. Because the things that we know, we want people to know as well. And that includes this topic. We need our African brothers and sisters, especially, to know how to apply positivity. So, so you see, my wealth, my riches, my being is not just in one thing. My being is it comes from doing many different things. And that's the other day, just as we're working at the plan to go and do this tour, we're writing more books now. So I'm going to start talking to kids in schools in the UK. Now, there's many things that we can create. And I'm also creating my author speaker, events series, which is a hybrid. So in real life plus online, to bring authors in front of audiences to speak about their messages and their books. My friends, I say to you, don't rely on one thing. Now, I can't tell you every step you need to take to overcome setback. What I say to you is embrace it. Love yourself, first of all. Love yourself, love your business, genuinely. And I always preach these days what I've learned, which is get better, learn more. Get better at what you do. That's how you're going to be able to do more in your business and even outside your business. Like when you do pivot, right? If you don't learn, if you don't love yourself, if you don't love what you're doing, you're not going to learn anything. It's a chore rather than being a pleasure. Love yourself, as Mrs. Z said. Look after yourself. Give yourself the platform, the wherewithal, the environment, especially the mindset to create more. Let me tell you what that mindset really needs, my friends. It's not rocket science, but it's very simple. You need peace of mind. Right. This is why I tell you some hard truths. Go on. I hear Coach David. I see you. Give me 1 second, Coach David. Are you in a hurry?
No. I'm listening. I'm enjoying the conversation. Thank you.
Okay, my friend. I'll come to you next. Rosemary, bear with us too. I do see you, right? My friends, look. The thing that we all need, the thing that helps us overcome, run a business and build a business, the thing that helps us be positive and have a positive mindset is called peace of mind. What does that mean in reality? That means this, my friends. It means deal with the issues that you know can hamper you. You know, Mrs. Z dealt with the issue of this internet connection today for many reasons, but the one big thing he had going for him was that when Mrs. Z looked around a few months ago and said, I can't keep doing these events on my phone because that just doesn't work. He got himself a computer. So today, when the technology was breaking up and falling apart, he's like, no, I got a new computer. I'm good. I'll make this work. In other words, be honest with yourself. Don't say you've had a setback when you've seen a blatant problem that you haven't dealt with. Whether it's consistency or not. Do you show up consistently? Do you show up all the time? Do you show up are you disciplined? Do you work your business hard? Do you do the right things when you should? Do you buy? Do you take? Do you sell when you should? Are you doing what your business really needs you to do in the way that you know best to do? If you're not honest with yourself, you can't do the next part of what I'm going to say to you, right? If you're honest with yourself, then you can do what we all do when something goes wrong, when a setback happens, when things don't go as we plan, my friends. You have to analyze the situation honestly and strategically. I'll make it easy for you, my friends. When something goes wrong for me, whatever it is, a setback, let's say, is many things, right? When something goes wrong for me, let's say a client doesn't pay me. Let's say a project, the book I published does not go as we planned, right? The client is unhappy, maybe, or we miss a deadline, or I could go on. So there's many things that can happen, right? Yes, I get slightly annoyed with myself. I really do. Because of course I do. I'm like, I've got it wrong again. Damn. Why do I always get it wrong? But I know it's the wrong thing to do, to castigate myself like that. I fully understand. But we all do it. You do it too, right? But allow yourself 30 seconds, a minute to do that bit, to say, yeah, I need to learn and be better. Yes, that's what we need to be, right? But amidst all of that, ask yourself a series of questions. What happened is number one. Once you work out what happened, the client didn't pay me, for example, then you say to yourself, what did I do to make this happen? In other words, we take responsibility. We accept where we have to get better in ourselves to become the person who runs the business that we run. Once you work out what you did that differently, what you did in this equation, then the question then becomes, what can you do differently? What can you learn? Is what Mrs. Z said. What can you learn? And then once you've identified what you can learn the lesson. Do what it takes to move forward from that. Don't dwell on it. Learn your lesson, write it down, make your notes, do what you like, but essentially do what you have to do to learn and then move on, my friends. That's a learning process, right? Look, I will leave you with this. I'll leave you with this for sure, right? Be brave, my friends. Be brave. Be more than brave. Be brave. Also develop the will to do the things you must do. Develop the will, my friends. That feeling, that urge, that sense of urgency. I want to do this. This is really going to help people. I'm going to do it. Maybe I'm just going to start today. Maybe it'll take me years to get it done properly, right? Well, let me begin. Take that first step. Take that first step. Become the person in your mind who does things and does things well and wins. With that sort of mindset, as someone said in the audience, you're guaranteed to win because you will learn. Things will happen. You will learn. Of course, I take Coach David's point earlier and Zion's point earlier about building relationships. Let me say this, my friend. Love in your heart is the most important ingredient in business. You might think I'm wrong. You might think I'm talking woo-woo stuff. I'm not. I'm deadly serious. And loving you. If you have no love in your heart, nothing you do will work. With love in your heart, everything is possible. You make the right friends. You get the right solutions. You will do the right things for you. You do the right things for your customers, people you exist to serve. You do the right things for your staff, for your friends, for your colleagues. Call them what you like. Your collaborators, your partners. With no love in your heart, you're chasing the money. And when things go wrong, chasing the money doesn't inspire you. I promise you. Love is what you need to really develop, right? With love, everything's possible. You might have to learn some harsh lessons, but that's life, right? So run your business with love and learn how to truly be that person who gives more than you take from your business. Let me leave it there, Mr. Z. You come back fresh now. You come back in. I can see suddenly. You look bright again. I'm sure. You're moving smoothly too, right? My friends, thank you so much. God, thanks so much for listening to me, my friends. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Eni. That was a whole lot of information you shared with us. And I tell you, we can stay here for hours and just listen to you because you are so soft-spoken. And then you share so much value, so much nugget. I want to say a very big thank you for taking out the time to be able to share with us your personal story, something that we can actually resonate with when it comes to winning with positivity in the midst of experiencing setbacks in our business. Without wasting much time, the comment is not popping up on StreamYard, so if you're not shouting out, apologies, but we know that you are there. I can see so many comments when I search through my phone. I saw people dropping in the comment. We celebrate you. We appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we're going to be going to Coach David. Coach David, thank you so much for your patience and for being with us on another Friday like this. If you can hear me, please go ahead and share with us your experience on how you have been able to be winning with positivity in the midst of business setbacks. Thank you so much. I yield the mic to you.
All right, thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Eni. Thank you, Mary. Positivity Mary, God bless you. And Mr. Zion, the chairman of Positivity, always excited to be with you. Okay, so that negative or harder seasons will come in life or business is not a maybe. There's a whole religious construct and Pentecostal constructs that says the path of the righteous man, for example, shining brighter and brighter unto the perfect day. While I agree with that scripture, but when you say something shines brighter and brighter, people have some interesting worldviews. Life is night and day. Does that mean that it's not shining? Life is not shining in the middle of the night when there's much more darkness and you're sleeping? It's actually shining. It's just that it's designed for another kind of activity, which makes you shine brighter during the day. So because you're sleeping does not mean you're not shining. So because you're sleeping does not mean you're not shining at that time. If the path of the righteous man shining brighter and brighter to the perfect day, because if you're not shining in the night in your sleep, you can't shine well during the day. And so life, you have two legs, one in the front, the other at the back. The other at the front, the other at the back, the other at the back, the other at the front. So it's a sequence of movement in life. And we will experience sometimes some part of life backward. Now, that could happen through your personal mistake. It could happen through natural circumstances. It could, whichever way, just know that something at some point will give way to another season that will now give way to another season. Because life is not stationary. Our life is a track, and that's what the good Eni was saying. So that's my first point, that please don't overbeat yourself. That, oh, why is this happening to me? Why is it now very tough for me? They hold me, look at who I am. And if you react that way, you're going to make it deeper and bigger problem. You're going to create deeper problems for yourself because you're going to be ignoring the cardinal principle of up and downs. That's the way life works. There's an adage in my mother tongue that says, whatever goes up will come down, whatever is down will one day want to find its way up. So life is yin and yang. It's a force of destiny and life, and and what you call low season, and that's where I'm going to start from, or a low tide, or a negative turn, or a setback, is a setting that is just backwards. It means there's something in your life at that time that's moved forward for that thing to be backwards. That period in your life where you think is a setback, something had moved forward, that's a set forward. And that could be your health, that could be your family, that could be, look, something, someone said, oh no, everything is set back at this time. It's not possible. That doesn't happen. You are still talking, that's a set forward. So, and that's the first place to start from, to reframe the picture, to reframe that season, that this is a setback, which means I'm set forward in a certain way, and I will work at setting the other ones forward, by which time something else too will be set backwards. So that's the first thing. So that reframing is very important. It's how you see the world in difficult times. It's the paradigm and the lens through which you look at difficulty and negative times. This is a big one, and you cannot wait until when the setback has happened before you now choose how you respond to the setback. You must be set before the setback will set in. Otherwise, you will set to, you understand what I'm saying? For a situation where you are seated in a mournful and a scornful place. So that's the first thing. I put my own bigger points and my own notes from the School of Failure. There is a manuscript I worked upon many years ago, and as we were talking, I went to read the School of Failure, and I am pulling from that school. Of course, it looks grim. Someone say, I don't want to know lessons from School of Failure. Well, failure has a few things to teach us. So that's the first thing. Is reframing the context of what you're saying and what you're saying. That's my first conversation. That's my first point there. Reframe it. It's just a season, and what you call downtime isn't disaster. It can be a prime time for things you couldn't do when business was much more hectic. The other thing you can do is that you can decide to, for example, do work you couldn't do, call clients, go into good relationships, build customer service pipeline, because the business again will go up. I mean, when COVID happened, it seemed as if the world had ended. I would like to yield the mic because I know I don't want to go on and on. I put my major points in the chat so you can follow and can read. The other thing is that there's something called negativity overload. Now, things are negative already. Now, find a means of insulating your mind from negativity overload. Find the means of limiting your exposure to fear-based news or social media comparisons that will now put you under pressure. Use books, a lot of podcasts, prayers. I mean, take control of your mind. That's all you've got. Remember, the business is down now. I mean, calibrate your mind. How happy am I this morning? How sad am I this morning? Why am I really sad? I mean, make it a conscious habit to not allow depression. Be the gateway. You can't afford to lose your mind. That's your only instrument of coming out. That's where instructions for the next level would come in. So if you allow the setback to enter into your mind, so it begins to affect your consciousness and your processing capacity, you're putting yourself in a place where it will be difficult to even receive any instruction. I'll talk about 2 or 3 more points and then I'll yield the mic. You also, and that Ellie said it, you need to surround yourself with people who will tell you how things are, but in care and in love. And you must have invested in them part of your positivity budget before the negativity will happen, so that they can produce that results for you. And then please enjoy the basic wins of life. Take walks, take in nature, breathe deeper and harder. Be grateful. That's a major one. Count your blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you, as we say in the church, what the Lord has done. In the business world, we say how far you've come. I mean, if you just sit down and just begin to thank God, or thank your own religious persuasion, or just be full of gratitude to God for your personal life. I thank you, things have turned out this way. I thank you, things are this way. I really give you praise because this has happened. I thank you because things could be worse. I mean, just keep giving gratitude. As you do that, you're going to have a lot more resources at your disposal, because the rule is that joy is a strength, not the outcome of a tough time. Joy is the strength that carries you the tough time. That's why the joy of the Lord is your strength, or the joy of the Lord is what strengthens you to deliver the mandate of the joy. So you can't allow yourself to be joyful only when outcomes are powerful. The strength you need to pull through the dark season exists inside the force of nature called joy. Right? And you will need to do this. So create exercises, put things in motion, reach out to your clients. Lastly, stay visible and active. Make sure that you do not go into a recluse. Don't now start dressing moppy soppy. No, no. I got a friend of mine. When he doesn't have money, is when he dresses the best. The guy's always dressed to the hilt, especially when he doesn't have money. So I asked him, why are you doing this? He said, when he's in that mood, this reminds his mind that there's still business. When he dresses that powerfully, this helps him to adjust or condition his mind or anchors his mind in a place of result. He will not allow anybody pity party or do anything negative or start, uh, you know, pitying him. He won't allow that. He's going to be dressed to the hilt. He's going to walk into the room as if $1,000,000 is in his account, and yet he's struggling to even eat that pill. So he says that always works for him because the universe recognizes the power of those kind of psycho emotional demands, and the universe can respond to you. Yep, let me leave it like that. I have 7 points I posted in the chat. I hope they're well pasted. Well, thank you again, Annie, and Mr. Positivity, and my sister here. Thank you so much. I look forward to more engaging discussions. Thank you. Annie, you are muted. You are speaking.
My bad. So thank you for telling me again. So and I love all the points you make, my friend. Business is a journey, and we're lucky to be able to be here. We're lucky to be able to actually experience setbacks. You don't experience setbacks if you're doing nothing. If you're going nowhere, right? I love your points that as we move, as we grow, we experience more and more chance of having setbacks. Now let's embrace them. Let's be thankful. Truly, thank you for making me experience challenges that help me grow. I saw a comment. I don't know whether it's still there. Let me see. There's made so many great comments on here. So I think I saw one. E. German says, sometimes setbacks are not even setbacks, but growth stage. We want to achieve what someone used 20 years to achieve in 3 to 5 years. Sometimes in a day, German, we start having a feeling that we're not moving, but you're definitely moving forward. More importantly, we should learn from our setback, our experiences. Thank you so much, Rosemary. So not Rosemary, Jeremy. I'm coming to you next, Rosemary. That's why I'm sort of thinking of you, right? Jeremy, I see you. Welcome. So Mike says, join the great dance with the Trinity. All else flows from that. That's what we're creating in the image. I agree with you there, my friend. Coach David talked about your spiritual, your divine inspiration, your divine gifts, divine purpose. That's understanding your spiritual element, your spiritual component. Coach, thank you so much, my friends. Let's go to amazing Rosemary. Rosemary, how are you doing? Hopefully your signal's working better than Mrs. Z's signal. But Mrs. Z's here, right? Rosemary, are you frozen? It looks like you're frozen. I don't know what now. But Rosemary, she's definitely one that deals with setbacks.
I think she's frozen.
So I'm sure she will come back again in good time. Mrs. Z, please, take the mic. What do you want to add to our conversation?
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. A. I love one thing that Coach Davis said. He said, as much as you are surrounding yourself with positive people, make sure you are also invested in people, because it's very, very important. We live in a world where people are takers. They want to take and take and take and take. But at the end of the day, they are taking and they are not giving out too. So as much as you want to surround yourself with positive people, make sure that you are a positive person yourself, because it begins with you. It starts with you. There's a song that says, lean on me when you are not strong, because a day will come where I'll be needing you for me to lean on. So imagine You are leaning on me when you're not strong. When I need it for me to lean on, I don't see you, you disappear, you vanish. It doesn't work like that. So as we face setback, and as much as we need people, make sure you yourself is a positive person. And Coach David also mentioned something. He said, avoid negativity overload. This is something that most people are very guilty of. We absorb all the information. We absorb everything, all the news, all the negative things. We are the first persons to rush there to go and see what's happening. Oh, there is an accident. We are the first person to go in there. Oh, this an earthquake happening. As the first person to go there. So avoid negativity overload, because when you consume so much negativity, it's going to tell when you face setback. It's going to tell, because whatever you consume, you become. When you consume negative information consistently, you become negativity. But by the time you begin to give yourself to consume positivity, you automatically become it. So if there's one way for you to win through positivity, is avoid negativity overload. And this is a life journey. It's something you experience every day. That's why you have to be intentional about your life. Be intentional about what you read. Be intentional about what you listen to. Be intentional about what you feed your mind. Because at the end of the day, garbage in, garbage out. It is what you give your mind that is going to give you in times of difficulties. It is what you consume in your mind that is going to come out of you when you go through tough time. So if you are soaked with so much negativity, when negativity happens, what comes out of you is negativity. You are going to be lamenting, you're going to be complaining, you're going to be amplifying the setback, the challenge. So avoid negativity overload, because positivity, it's a catalyst. Positivity is a life that is enjoyable, not just in a personal life, but also it can be translated into your business. I think Rosemary is back. Rosemary, are you there? You can see your head is moving a bit now. Rosemary, can you hear us? You're still frozen again. Well, I think she's still frozen. Oh, she's a mic. Rosemary, are you there? I can see that you're muted. Just say something. Annie, you're muted. I cannot hear you.
I thought I heard the sound from Rosemary's end just now. So
yes, it was. I think she was trying to say something. This is what happens when you're doing online events. Glitches happen, technical things happen. They are part of the setback we experience. But for the fact it happened, does that mean we are going to give up? No, we are not giving up. We keep pushing, we keep going, and until we win. It's not over until we win, and we definitely keep winning. It's been an interesting conversation today for me. I think Rosemary is trying to say something, but the glitch is the internet is not allowing her. All right, Rosemary, if you can just type it in the, okay, she dropped off. Hopefully she'll be back soon. You can just drop, if you have a comment, you can type it on the stream here since you are here with us. And there are many persons in the comment section which we are not able to highlight because the stream here is not highlighting comment for today. Hopefully by next week it will be sorted out and we will be able to highlight your comment on the screen just to let the world know that you are here. Today's topic is a very important one because it's all about positivity. And I tell you, positivity is important in all areas of our life. In everything you do, in business, in relationship, in family life, in your personal life, positivity is very, very important. It's not negotiable. It's not something that you have to think about. It should be a priority. Because I tell you, when you embrace life with a positive mindset, life becomes much more easier. Life becomes much more enjoyable. Like Coach Davis mentioned, he said you find joy in life because why? You have a positive mindset. And when you begin to find joy in what you do, it makes what you do meaningful. It makes it worthwhile. It makes it enjoyable. And it makes you want to keep doing it. Why? Because you find joy in doing it. The Rosemary, you're back. Can you say something? Maybe you can put off your camera. Maybe the camera can be obstructing, the internet. If you can just say something with your voice alone, we are good to go.
of course you have to unmute. You're still muted, Rosemary.
Yes.
Again, You know, so I love Rosemary's resolve. I love how she always comes back. You know that saying, it's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get back up, right? You know, I think that's a way of looking at this issue of setbacks, my friends. You know, it happens every day, right? It happens to everyone. So don't feel like it's only you that's having a hard time. You know, but the things we've said, things we've said today, I think they matter, Mrs. E. You know, I think maybe the other side of not dwelling on negativity, as you and Coach David have explained, is simply that we can fill our heart with joy. You know, that joy that comes from gratitude, from knowing that we can, from knowing that we have an opportunity to. You know, someone said in our room the other day, find whatever is going to give you joy. There's many things, right? Because David mentioned nature. You know, your family, your friends, your colleagues, your customers. You know, literally joy is all around you. Just find something that will give you that good feeling, because that good feeling is where the good things come from. You know, again, even when you're at what looks like the end of, the very end, believe you me, life is testing you. Life is saying to you, do you give up now? Do you give up now? And mostly there's a reality, Mrs. E, that most people give up when success is just around the corner. When the big breakthrough is just there. But they can't, because we can't see it. We think, oh, this has gone wrong, so I give up. And then there's so many stories that we could tell you, I'm sure, of people who have truly given up just at the moment of their greatness. You know, keep going. You know, whatever happens, just we have the saying, water off a duck's back. You know, live like that. Don't let it bother you. Now, do your review quickly. Do your analysis. Now, what happened? What did I do? What can I learn? And move on. Now, move on with joy. Don't wake up tomorrow morning thinking of your past mistakes, your past setbacks. Yesterday, the internet didn't work. Don't make that a reason tomorrow not to turn your internet on. That doesn't make sense, right? That's crazy. I'm saying tomorrow's a new day. The gods are giving you a chance to live again and go again. And take it, and take it with enthusiasm. Be excited. It's not if it goes wrong again tomorrow, then guess what? Try again day after. This is what we're here for, right? And then, but the chance of it going wrong every day, the chance of everything going wrong every day, is in our minds. Nothing goes wrong every day. Everything never goes wrong. Something might happen differently. Okay. Embrace it and then go again. Go again, my friends. That's where success lies. Each time you have setbacks, you will get better. You will learn. You will grow as a person. Tomorrow you'll be a different person. And by the end of the year, you are so different to where you started the year. That's the aim in business. That's the aim of in living with positivity. You grow, you get better, right? And you serve more. I'll give you the mic back, Mrs. E. I wonder if Coach David, if you want to say anything before we go, my friend, please, let Mrs. E speak, and then we'll come to you. Give us your last take before we go.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Eni. I think you mentioned something. You said most of us give up when success is just around the corner. Now, that was a practical example of what happened tonight before the event, where we had the glitches for about 35 minutes. As at 30 minutes after, it did not work. 31 minutes after, it did not work. 32 minutes, 33 minutes, 34 minutes after, it still didn't work. But what happened? We never gave up. We kept trying. We kept trying. We kept trying. And we never knew that it was going to work in the 35th minutes. But when we tried for the 35th minutes, it worked, and boom, we were live. That's a practical example of life. Persons try and try, and because it didn't work for a time, they would think it's not going to work. But with a little patience, with a little commitment and consistency, who knows? The next minute can just be the minute where your breakthrough comes. The next hour can just be when your breakthrough comes. The next day can be the day your breakthrough comes. So no matter the challenges you are facing, the setback you are facing right now, do not give up. Find the courage to keep going. And if you think your strength is not enough to carry you, find people like you. Find the right cycle. Have friends, have colleagues, have comrades in your cycle who can help you. Because I tell you, There's a popular saying that talks about, say, the darkest hour is always before dawn. The night can be so dark and the night can be so long. But if you can endure the night, dawn is just around the corner. The sunrise is just around the corner for you. So whatever setback you're experiencing right now, just want to encourage you. It can be overwhelming, it can be difficult for you. You're looking as if you want to give up, you want to throw in the towel, it's messing up with your mental health. I encourage you. Find strength to be strong. If you cannot be strong in yourself, find friends. And that's how we are building a community of positive people. You don't have to look too far to find positive people. Go into the comment section, you can see amazing persons down there, persons on the screen here right now. Reach out. Sometimes what you need to do is talk about it. Just share. This is what I'm going through right now. I need your prayers. I need your words of encouragement. I need your support. And these things can go a long way to be a catalyst for you, to be a game changer for you, to allow you embrace the victory that you deserve. So do not give up. Just keep going. Like I said earlier, it is not over until you win. It's either you win or you win. Because at the end of the day, the setback cannot stop you. The challenges cannot stop you, because the setback is preparing you for the step up, and the stumbling block is preparing you for the stepping stone. So just hold on a little while, and I tell you, success is just around the corner. Before we call it a day today, Coach David, you have any last word?
I'm fine. I'm okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach David. I think Rosemary has been trying again and again. Let me see if she's here. Rosemary, can you hear us now? Rosemary, if you can, just unmute your mic and say something. Wow. It's okay, Rosemary. There's always next week. We're always here every Friday. If you're not being shared today, next week Friday is always another opportunity where you can be able to share. So I want to say a very big thank you to everyone person who are part of the positive community, who are always supporting, who are always showing up every Friday for us on this event, who are on a mission to help us spread more positivity to the world. I encourage you, let's keep spreading positivity. Let's keep bringing more awareness about positivity like this, because it is very, very important. It's a message that the world needs to hear. It's a message that we all need to embrace in the world. Why? Because embracing positivity is non-negotiable. And I encourage you, whatever you do, be it in business, in your personal life, in your family life, I encourage you to always spread it with love. Spread the love. The world needs more love. The world needs your kindness. The world needs your empathy. The world needs your compassion. That's how we make the world a better place. We live in a world where people are going through so much. I tell you, even on the online space, many persons might not say it because we all want to appear professional. We want to all appear shiny. But at the end of the day, when you get to meet people where they are, you can understand that people are going through so much. So your kind words can go a long way. Your kindness, your support can go a long way to help people go through their tough time, to help people go through their business setback. Some persons might be experiencing business setback right now, and they might not be able to tell you. Why? Because maybe they have not gotten to that place where they are vulnerable enough to share. But then your kind words, your words of encouragement, your positive word can just go a long way to inspire them, to motivate them, and to encourage them to keep going. So I encourage you, keep leading with love, let's lead with kindness, let's lead with compassion, and most importantly, lead with the power of positivity. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we call it a day today. Next week, Friday, is another opportunity where we are spreading more positivity. So book a date with us, and we look forward to see you there. Mr. Eni, thank you so much. We appreciate you for being the amazing person you are. And Coach David, thanks to you too. We appreciate you. Yes. Mr. Eni, go ahead.
Yeah, I say thank you to Mrs. Z. Thank you, everyone that spent your time with us. Thank you for persevering. Coach David, you're a star. Rosemary, so I'll get in touch with you, of course, in the DMs after the event. And also all our amazing commenters, Kenny, Mike, Kevin. So all of you, which I appreciate. Linda, there's many more people here, Selassie as well. So I thank you all. So thank you. So, enjoy your weekend, my friends. I'm going to enjoy mine, by the way. You're not going to see me at the weekend. You're not going to see me tomorrow anyway. I'll leave you to figure out what tomorrow is. That's why you aren't going to see me. Yes, I'll leave you with that, my friend.
A much deserved rest, Mr. Any. A much deserved rest. A much deserved rest.
Rest. I think that the wife bought loads of meat today, loads of steak, huge steak. So I'm working tomorrow, just not here. Take care, everyone. Take care,
All right,
everyone.
everyone.
Enjoy.
Have a good weekend.
Celebrate it with or without champagne or rum, but she's success with global.media.com.